Senate Bill 626 amends Chapter 425 regarding the powers of rural electronic cooperatives to specify that such cooperatives have the power to engage in the provision of broadband service. The bill also creates a new Chapter 364-391, which requires that if a cooperative engages in the provision of broadband service, all poles owned by that cooperative are subject to pole attachment regulation by the Public Service Commission, or PSC, under Section 366, as if the cooperative was a public utility. The bill also provides that the Rural Electronic Cooperative Pole Attachment Regulatory Authority established pursuant to the bill may not be construed to impair the contract rights of a party to a valid rural electric cooperative pole attachment agreement in existence before July 1st, 2023. And Senator, I want to point out, this bill presents a question, a public policy question. And that question is, when we talk about these pole attachments, if there is a dispute, whether or not the PSC should be the government entity, if you will, to decide how that dispute is resolved. Also, with that dispute resolution would be the FCC rate formula, which ultimately that would decide how much it would cost, the charge would be to attach to that pole. We have having conversation with stakeholders, and we kind of have kind of two trains of thoughts here. One is to allow the PSC to be that backstop, during these disputes, or binding arbitration is another option that has been discussed, along with potentially codifying that FCC rate formula and taking ultimately that decision away from the PSC. And so we're going to obviously have some testimony today. I think we're going to hear both sides of that argument. I bring that up to say to you that, like many things moving in this building, that this is a work in progress. I've had open communication with all stakeholders, and of course my job here is to find the best solution, the best compromise, if you will. But I do think ultimately, and the conversations are currently happening. I think when we're talking about the communication businesses, when we talk about the cooperatives, they all have different interests. But again, I wanted to point that out because that's where we are in the process. And so, Mr. Chairman, that is